Hey everyone, welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. We're out at North Texas Karters, or NTK as the locals call it, in Denton, Texas, home of the famous Von Erich wrestling family. I think they're from Denton. They may have been from Lake Dallas. And it's also not Denton. If you're from Texas, it's Denton. Big howdy, y'all, to all our friends in other parts of the United States, and of course our friends all across the world, Portugal, Australia, everywhere. Big howdy to you guys. All right, green flag, here we go. I'm gonna back off just a little bit and watch this. Big pile up on the opening corner of the pre-final. I broadsided number 71 there. You can see my front bumper is kind of turned to the inside a little bit. The left side's pushed in. Complete mayhem there on the opening lap. So we're going racing, not really how I wanted to start my race, but that's what happens sometimes in karting. Now what ends up happening here, they start throwing the yellow flag. All the corner workers start throwing the yellow. The race director decided to bring us all back around, grid us back up, and we're going to restart this race, which I'm really glad and happy they did. So I'm going to cut to the to the restart, but before we do that, I got my backwards camera working. I'm going to show you what the incident looked like facing to the rear. C27 go off track, and that's Doug in number 76 sliding. Thank you, Doug, for not smashing into the back of me. I really appreciate it. All right, so you just met Doug, and we are gridded back up, getting ready to restart this thing. Again, an 8-lap pre-final in the 100cc Masters class. I'm gonna hang back again. Now watch the inside. 231's the one that caused the incident, and he is all over the leader. 71 is not happy about it. Now watch him again into this next corner, all into the rear bumper of the leader. Absolutely no chill, and then he spins out a second time. You can see the reaction of the drivers in front. They are not happy with him. Apparently, 231 has caused some incidents in the past, some mayhem, and after the race, several of the drivers were not pleased with him. And I could understand why. I thought it was a little aggressive in the opening corner. Like they always say, you can't win it in the opening corner, but you could definitely lose it. Yeah, it was a little bit too aggressive, I thought. It's about 55 degrees Fahrenheit out here, so the track doesn't have like tons of grip or anything like that. Now I've driven, I don't have a lot of experience on this track. I've practiced on this track I think once, like 2 years ago, when we were practicing for an endurance race, and I did it in an LO206, and then I drove in the endurance race in the LO206, and then our engine blew up, and I have a video of that race. So I don't have hardly any experience here, none in the KA100. And I recently purchased this kart, so this is really the first time that I'm getting to drive this kart as hard as I can go. So I'm getting used to the kart, getting used to the track. So far, prior to this race, I had 2 practice sessions and then a qualifying session. The kart is feeling better and better during each session. I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to the brakes. But it's still a learning process. So my expectations for this race are, hey, I'm in 3rd place. If I finish here, not a bad starting spot for the final. So we're good. Let's get some practice in, try to get faster. And you can see the kart behind me is not too far behind. Now this track's been around for a very long time. I might get this wrong. It may have been built in the 80s, maybe, definitely the 90s. I remember being like a teenager, or even just before a teenager, and hearing about this go-kart track in Denton. I didn't drive go-karts back then, but something I wanted to do. Just didn't know how to get into it, didn't have the money to get into it. Just heard there was this go-kart track in Denton. Maybe someday I'll get to drive there. Karting's not like other sports where you can just sign up at the rec center and you're playing the very next Saturday. It doesn't work like that in karting. So here I am some 30 plus years later, racing out here at NTK, so it's pretty awesome. As we come back around here on the straightaway, I'm going to show you a lap at NTK. This is a very unique track. Like again, it's been around for a long time. It's a member-owned track, so there's no just like owner or two owners or whatever. The members own this track, so it's kind of run like a village. It's really cool. All right, coming to the straightaway, pretty long straight. This first turn is absolutely insane. It's got some pretty good banking. You can definitely feel the G-forces. You don't want to go over the edge because there's a berm there. It just probably wouldn't be cool. The second turn also has banking, very fast, very tight. Pretty awesome. This turn here for me is a little tricky. And we're going to come up to the chicane here. They put some really high curbing in new, so you don't want to run over that. At least I don't want to. You don't want to tear up my kart. Pretty cool part of the track, and this is a really good passing zone on this track. I used to get this turn really wrong. Been working on this one. Someone finally told me how to do it correctly, and then of course you can follow people like number 71 who's experienced at this track, and just follow him around, let him teach you the line. So right here, 71's faster than me. I've been looking at the times and practicing and qualifying. And I'm like, hey, I'm right on his tail. And that's the person that I broadsided on the start. Wasn't his fault, wasn't my fault that incident happened. So right here, I'm thinking, you know, we got 2 laps to go. I'm pretty close. Let's see if we can make a pass here. I'm going to try to set him up for a pass on the straightaway. I want to get close here. He opens up just a little bit right there, but I get a pretty good run on him right about here. I'm going to think about it. It's the last lap. I back off. I'm still kind of afraid of turn 1. It's cold outside. It's only the pre-final. I'm the new guy. And we've had a rough pre-final so far with that first lap, first corner contact. So you know what? We're just going to chill, survive this race, and try to pass him somewhere else if the opportunity presents itself. No reason to go for it. The F1 scouts are not in attendance today, so there's no F1 contract to be earned. Now, I'm quite proud of myself at this point, being this close to 71, this late in the race. He's faster than I am. You see him pull away, secure second spot. Unbeknownst to me, when I broadsided him in that opening turn crash, it really bent up parts of his steering component. So he's driving a crippled kart and doing a fantastic job. So once I found that out, I wasn't so cool after all. But anyways, it was a fun race. Thanks so much for watching. Leave any comments below, and I will see you on the next one. Y'all take it easy.